Welcome back everyone, Josh here, and today we're going to be reinstalling the transducer to the Jon Boat. Stay tuned.
It's Angling Outings with Josh and Cletus.
Now what we have here is when I was loading the boat onto the trailer at the lake, the skid on the trailer slipped back and knocked off the transducer. The boat moved too much forward on the trailer, and it caused a little bit of damage. So I did take a look at the transducer. There's no cracks on it, no visible damage, and I put it in the water, and it puts it up onto the screen just as good as new. So that's definitely Lowrance tough. Now how we have this set up is the way it came when I bought the boat, and the transducer comes down and gets screwed into this block of wood. This block of wood looks safe. It doesn't look like green wood or anything. So I am going to mention that later on in this video. And then this block of wood gets screwed into the transom to where it is stable to do the readings. And as you can see here, the transducer hangs below the hull of the boat, which is a normal place for the boat to hang, which is the normal place for the transducer to hang, because when you turn the big motor on and you're skimming down the lake, that transducer has to be in contact with water at all times to get a proper reading. So what we have here is a Suzuki DT2. It's from the 1970s, and it is a 2 horsepower gasoline powered outboard. So if we're going to be skimming across the top of the water, I'm going to have to call the insurance company because we just got caught up in a tornado. Now it's time to do all the fun stuff, cutting out our mounting block.
And the mounting block that we're doing today is going to be slightly larger than the previous mounting block. For the reason for that is because the larger block is going to cover any kind of minor damage that could have happened to the transom when our mounting block got pulled off of the transom. Then we're going to sand down the edges. It doesn't have to be perfect since it's not a cosmetic piece. And what I mean by a cosmetic piece is it doesn't have to look very good. And we're going to apply 2 coats of Rubber Flex water sealant that will protect it from the water and from the weather. And we got some Rust-Oleum camo paint that we're going to cover that over with.
Now Cletus isn't with us today. He had to go to the foot doctor, and he's got those really thick fungus type toenails that they're hard to clip, and they usually hurt his feet after he gets his toenails clipped. So he's going to be out of doing anything all day today and all day yesterday because he had to take those pills for his fungus in his toenails. Now we did let our mount dry overnight, and over the night it's gotten cold. The temperature has dropped about 20 degrees and it's gotten pretty cold. It's below the freezing temperature. So we're going to do what we can. Now I did previously in this video bring up the use of what I called green wood. Now what I was referring to is weather treated, water treated, or any kind of sealed wood. Anything that's not untreated. So let me give you an example of what I mean. This right here is a perfect example of a piece of treated wood. It is darker in color. It's sometimes green, sometimes gray. And what it is they treat it, sometimes pressure treated. It's known as green wood, pressure treated wood, water sealed wood, weather sealed wood, or just sealed wood. It is sealed for weathering and protection from water, rain, and other types of weather that we may have. Now, in my opinion, it is best to use only just the untreated wood. In most cases, it is cheaper. It costs less than the treated wood. And when you're doing stuff with your aluminum boat, go ahead and choose the type of sealer that you would want on this. And in my opinion, I think 2 coats is better than 1. It protects it a little bit more, and by finishing it off with a coat of paint or 2 coats of paint for extra protection, that is always best as well. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is for a couple different reasons. There's always add-ons onto boats. There's always repairs like what we did today. And there's a new fad out of turning Jon boats into miniature bass boats. And there's a lot of videos on that. And if you look them up, you'll see some of them will use aluminum framing and then put a carpeted piece of plywood over it for a casting deck. But most of them are going to use wood for their framing. So I'm throwing this out there so you can be informed of what to use and what may not to use when doing repairs with your boat. Now, there has been reports out there of the treated type wood eating away at aluminum. Even if you were to coat them with paint to help protect that, it still can and has eaten through the paint and gone away at your aluminum. So it is always best to be safe than sorry. So this is just my opinion. I've done some research and I'm just relaying some messages. So without further ado, let's go ahead and finish this project. Let's do the final step of assembling everything, and let's get on with the show. Okay, now to finish up what we started, we're going to assemble everything. Now, we are going to put some caulking water sealant on the back of this, and as we apply it to this, we're going to put the screws in from the back side. But first, we're going to put some caulking sealant inside these holes. That way it will seal these holes as well as seal the surface of our mounting block. Then, after we're done with that, we'll take some of that caulking water sealant and we'll put it around the screw heads from the inside of the boat.
We have put a seal around the mounting block, and the mounting block is mounted flush to the hull of the boat, with ample room to install the transducer. And now we're going to install the transducer. We don't want it to hang too low for this to happen again, and it is not necessary for this boat to have the transducer hang that low. So we're going to move it up just a little bit. That looks good right there. And we're going to pre-drill a hole redneck style we're going to take a screw and screw it about 1/2 inch into our mounting block. Then we're going to pull the screw back out, and then we're going to mount it permanently. And then we're going to mount the other 3 remaining screws into the transducer mount. Now the caulking that we have, it says that it should be installed in 40° Fahrenheit and above temperatures. And if it's any colder or too humid, add some time before it's finally completely dry. And when it is completely dry, it's going to be a clear gel looking color. So we just got to wait for that. We got a couple months to wait for it. So I think we're good. Alright, so I'm eventually going to get a clip, and with this cable that comes over the top, I'm eventually going to get a clip and tie this down to that. And I'm going to rerun all this wire over to the battery. Alright, we're going to wrap this up because it's starting to snow. So I hope you got something out of this video today, and I hope you liked it. And if you did like it, let me know by hitting the like button and leaving a comment. And don't forget to smash the subscribe button and click the bell icon to get notified for future posts. Thanks for watching.